This is a short presentation on the Words Their Way spelling inventory. Learning objective. Through this presentation, you will learn how to access a student's spelling knowledge via the Words Their Way qualitative spelling inventory, as well as learn about the Words Their Way activities you can do after the spelling inventory. Connection to the California ELD standard. This is part 3 of the California ELD standard. This portion of the standard focuses in on print concept, phonological awareness, phonics, word recognition, and fluency. During designated ELD time, you can focus in on this part of the ELD standard. The activities associated with Words Their Way can fall under this portion of the California ELD standard. Why use a spelling inventory? Through this examination, a student's skills can be assessed, classified as falling into particular developmental stages of spelling. By examining the errors in spelling, you can determine if the student is at the emergent stage of spelling, letter name alphabetic stage of spelling, within word pattern stage of spelling, syllables and affixes stage of spelling, derivational relation stage of spelling. There are 3 spelling lists to choose from based on your grade or your student's proficiency level. These spelling lists may look familiar. The first spelling list is the primary spelling inventory. You can use this list for students in grade kindergarten to grade 3 or an upper grade student who does not do so well on one of the other more advanced lists. The elementary spelling inventory, or the ESI, can be used for students in the upper grades, 3 through 5, but it could also be used for students in first grade. Lastly, the upper level spelling inventory, USI, can be used for students in the upper elementary grades, middle school students, or high school students. How to administer this spelling test? Students should not study the words beforehand. Assure students that they will not be graded on this assignment. Have the students number off their paper. Call out each word out loud naturally. Repeat the word, repeat the sentence, then repeat the word again. Do not segment the words for the student. If you notice a student has gotten 8 or more words wrong in a row or is frustrated, that student may stop the test. You should have enough data by then to tell you where the student falls in terms of their spelling knowledge. So what to do after? Once you have collected the student's spelling inventory, you can grade it using the spelling inventory features. Here you have an example student spelling inventory assessment and the spelling inventory feature worksheet. You can see that the worksheet is 2 pages. You would need 1 spelling feature worksheet for each student. You will use this worksheet to identify errors in a student's spelling. Once complete, you can group a student based on their spelling knowledge and needs. Let's grade one together. If you look at the first 3 words, we can see that the student got the words correct. There are no needs to mark up the spelling inventory feature worksheet. When we go to word 4, lump, we can see that the student did not add the P to lump. In the spelling inventory feature worksheet, I will mark or highlight the MP feature as this was an error. I will continue to examine each word to highlight or mark the feature the student is getting wrong. In float, for example, number 5, the OA spelling feature is wrong. So I'll go ahead and highlight OA. For train, the AI spelling feature is wrong. So I'll go ahead and highlight AI in my spelling inventory feature worksheet. I'll continue to do the same thing for all the words until I've completed the list. or completed as much as the student completed. Once I'm done, I'll tally up the total correct at the bottom. So we could see that for consonant, the student got all 7 features correct. For short vowels, the student got all 5 features correct. For digraphs, the student got all 6 features correct, so on and so forth. I want to identify the area where the student has the lowest score. For this particular test, for this particular student, I can see that he has a 0 under long vowels. As such, I can make a determination that the student is in the within word patterns, and more specifically, early within word patterns. Now that I've identified what group my student is in, I can then start using the word sort that specifically meets the needs of the student. So my next step would be to go to the Hoover Master Drive and identify the word sorts. So let's go ahead and do that now. Here I have the Hoover Master Drive. I'm going to click on the Hoover Master Drive. I'm going to click on ELD. I'm going to click on spelling, words their way, material. And from here, we can see that, one, we have the spelling inventory here, and we have folders for the different levels. My particular student is in the within word pattern, so I'm going to click on this folder. Once there, we can see that we have all the units associated with the within word pattern. We have Unit 1, early within word pattern, short and long vowels, CVC and CVCE. We have Unit 2, early within, common long vowel patterns. Unit 3, early within, less common long vowel patterns. Unit 4, middle. Unit 5, middle within. Unit 6, late within. Unit 7, late within. Unit 8, late within. We can see that we have 3 early within units to choose from. I'm going to go ahead and start with the first one. Once I open up the unit, so from here I can read the 3 pages of instructions just to orientate myself. So note for teachers, pre-testing, post-testing, teaching tips, targeted learners, so on and so forth. Get an idea of the first 6 sorts here. I have an assessment here if I wanted to give an assessment just to get a better idea of what the students know within this stage of spelling. I have the instructions for the first sort as well as the actual sort. So this would be what I give to the students and have them manipulate. It's a great kinesthetic activity. And from there I have the other sorts, or the list for the other sorts and the actual sorts themselves. Let's go back to the presentation. So one question that you might have is, how often should I evaluate the students? It would be a good idea to evaluate the students, i.e. re-administering the spelling inventory right before the grading periods to have data to share with the parents, to let the parents know how the student is doing in their spelling knowledge. Well, thank you for your time. I hope this is useful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Have a great day.